Encounter what is called the most brilliant light of being. To experience that and to know that that's the nature of reality, including yourself, that is wisdom. Therefore, all right, he now is going to try to describe for you how this real earth is experienced by two types of people. Those that have been properly trained and those that have not. In order to do that, he says, look here, for the person who separated the soul from the body upon the death, all right, now they can see the true earth, the true heaven, the true light, and then he contrasts it with what our present perception of our earth is like as viewed through the body. That's the contrast. What's he going to do? He's going to say, hey, I'm going to show you something. Upon the separation of the soul from the body upon death, or equally this death now, you're going to then discover something. And it's in marked contrast between the way in which you view things as viewed through the body and the senses. What do you encounter? Why, this is what you encounter. And now he has to give more substance, obviously, to it than just these titles, and therefore I can read a couple of sections so you can see exactly how he contrasts the two. Now, he said, our view as viewed from the body, he said, you know what, he says, we don't really realize that while we live in the earth, we really live, as it were, in a marsh, in a mist, in a corroded environment, smog, kind of a psychic smog. And we take that to be real. He says, oh, it's much like fish, you know. Fish think that what they're living in is the reality. He said, but once in a while, he said, you get a fish that sticks its head above the water and takes a look out. He said, for these, that's like separating the soul from the body. Because so long as you're viewing things from the body's viewpoint, you don't recognize that you're living in this psychic smog. Well, now we need to read what he considers that. Right? He says, but to be able to see this nature of reality in this way, he said, you know, he said, it's not easy. You have to develop strength. You have to become strong enough to bear and endure the sight of that light. It is so brilliant, so magnificent. But if you do, then you recognize that that's the real heaven, the real light, and the real earth. All right, let me give you a couple of sections so I can share that with you. And it's a very lovely kind of thing, which I enjoy reading. I believe that the earth is very large, and that we who dwell between the pillars of Hercules and the river Phasis live in a small part of it, about the sea, like ants or frogs about a pond. and that many other people live in many other such regions. For I believe that there are in all directions on the earth many hollows of various forms and sizes into which water, mist, air have run together. But the earth itself is pure and situated in a pure heaven in which the stars are and the heaven which those who discourse about such matters call the ether. Now, we do not perceive that we live in the hollows, but we think we live in the upper surface. Now, I believe this is the case with us. For we live in and dwell in a hollow of the earth and think we live on its upper surface. So he who would see things in the upper world, if his nature was strong enough to bear the sight, he'd recognize that that's the real heaven and the real light and the real earth. But in our world, there's nothing perfect here. We're mired. Right? Nothing beautiful here. But things in that world are even much more superior to those in this world. I'll tell you what it's like. When it's seen from above, the colors are brighter, purer than ours, more wonderful beauty, golden, white, whiter than chalk and snow. And the earth is made up of the other colors likewise, more in number, more beautiful than those we see here. And in this fair earth, things that grow, trees, flowers, fruits, are correspondingly beautiful. So too the mountains, stones, more transparent, more lovely in color than ours. In fact, highly prized stones, he goes on to mention jaspers, emeralds, and other gems, are fragments of what they are there. There, everything is like these, still more beautiful. The earth there is adorned with all of these jewels, gold, silver, everything. Plain sight, abundant, large, so that the earth, here's his conclusion, so the earth is a sight to make those blessed who look upon it. So if you can look upon it, from this view, that's the basis of blessedness. And what's it like? I'm skipping a bit here and there. The seasons there are tempered so that people there have no diseases, live much longer, and in sight, hearing, and wisdom, and all such things, they're much superior to us. And they have sacred groves and temples of the gods in which the gods really dwell. And they have intercourse with the gods by speech, prophecies, visions, and they see the sun, the moon, and the stars as they really are. And in all other ways, their blessedness is in accord with this. So in this region, what do the souls then expect? They can then, right, on the side, they then have conversations, dialogues with the gods, right? Then through prophecies, through visions. They are real temples there. He's talking about what it's like in the afterworld for those people then who've gone through this training, through this experience. And then on this side, of course, he talks about the dirt and the impossibility of